Hey losers. Rob reacts to his own life. Two ideas about creativity. Two mindsets around creativity. Two mindsets around creativity. So I had the producer, beatmaker, drummer, keyboardist Jack Wolff around here recently. And in about an hour and a half or so, we made 3 beats. It was effortless. So Jack works in Ableton, he works very fast. And the way we did it was he was in Ableton, he put in the drum patterns and did all the mixing, and then I played bass, keys, and guitar on all of it. And it was just whatever I heard, I put down, and then he made it fit in and mixed it in. And we just put in everything. We just put everything together. And at no point did Jack ever say, maybe that, or maybe this, or not that. But it was always generative. So we're always adding, we're never taking away. Knowing full well that an edit would come later, but we don't even have to begin to think about that yet. We're not thinking about that. I think if you've read Creativity Inc., you know the idea about the 3 rooms that Pixar have. Maybe this is a similar thing. So the room we were in was just a purely generative room, which meant that we got 3 really cool beats done, and all we were doing was just being obvious. We worked fast and we were obvious, which I think is a very similar rules to improv, which I get a lot of my language around creativity from. And the way I liken the way that Jack works, because I know he's prolific. If you follow him on Instagram, you'll just see that he's constantly making. And I just had this picture, I have this sense of like an artist, a visual artist with an infinite roll of paper. And I'm the kind of person when I have a mindset of like, oh, that drawing isn't quite right. And then he'll be like, oh, it's fine, we've got more paper. So do this one, then we pull more paper, and then we do it, and then we do something else, and then we pull more paper, and then something else. And what I love what Jack says, which is recording is a blessing. Now you can use that language for anything which is your creative practice. Drawing is a blessing. Practicing keyboard is a blessing. That's where the work is. Even if you're working on your physicality, you could be saying working out is a blessing, running is a blessing. So the practice of the thing where you're constantly working on with the infinite roll of paper, that's a blessing. The alternative to thinking that there's an infinite roll of paper is to think that actually you've only got this tiny square piece of paper and that's all you've got. In other words, whatever you're working on right now has to be the thing. And if you do that, you're screwed. Screwed. Because all you're going to be doing is overthinking it. So there's a massive difference in being artistic, especially in the generative phase. To imagine how big your canvas is or how many canvases you have, right? You might be working in this corner of the canvas right now, so it's this very specific thing, and I'm just going to keep being obvious until I can't do anything else in this corner of the canvas. And guess what? There is all this infinite other canvas that I can start working on, and maybe I might come back to this part of the canvas. But I know there's infinite, which means that I'm just going to keep working and keep practicing. The other thing that I think about is I only have one chance with my audience. So I only have one chance to be an artist with my audience, and it better be right, otherwise they'll never listen to me again. That's the other mindset which paralyzes me, because I'm already thinking about an audience. I'm already thinking about how they're going to think about me. I'm already thinking about the kind of artist that I want to be, or the body or the legacy of work that I'm putting on the world. And I haven't even created the thing yet. That's paralyzing. Screws me over. So even as I'm doing that, I'm doing this with my hands. Like that. That's a scarcity mindset that I only ever get to put one thing out in the world. The other way of thinking about it is perhaps like the infinite canvas. You can just imagine the infinite art gallery, where every bit of artwork that you put out, that you choose to put out, has a place to go. And some rooms people might visit a lot, or one person will visit in 200 years' time. And isn't that enough? So the infinite canvas and then the infinite art gallery. Where I currently have my own block is I'm pretty sure I could probably write. I know I could write 30 songs in the next 30 days. But these songs might be nothing like you've ever heard from me before, and it might not be in a genre that's currently cool, and it might just be 3 chords and a guitar. Yeah, and I'm going to do that. But the reason I haven't been doing that is because I think I need to make stuff that's in a particular genre, or that's cool, or that's sellable, or whatever. I'm 38. I've got art to make, and I want to let go of the idea that I'll ever be anything to anyone in terms of my art. Because as soon as I think like that, because I would love to be, right? That's my ego. My ego says I would love to be something to the world, that I contributed this beautiful body of work. And as you can see, that's completely blocking. So I make art just for me. I have the attitude that no one cares in the world, that my audience doesn't care, right? I don't even have an audience. They don't care. Which means that I'm not thinking about that. And also I have an infinite canvas. And then for me, it all gets a little bit more, a bit more gentle. Do what you like with that. Look after yourself.